trailing by a goal to nil at half-time. They then eventually won by 4 goals to 1, thanks to that man on the ball now, Abdullah Karim. But nevertheless, it was a tight encounter, and we expect exactly the same now as things get underway. New South Wales in the blue, kicking from left to right, and the Kiwi Reds, of course, in the reds, going from right to left. Alongside me is the victorious Tom Dixon. Tom, congratulations on that semi-final win, another grand final, and one step closer to the three-peat.
Well, that's right, Simon. We're just, I suppose no longer can use the attitude one game at a time, because there is only one more game left now, isn't there? But yeah, this should be a great game. Brendan Massey had a great game this morning in the New Zealand derby, so it'll be interesting to see if he can take it up to them. And as you said, the first game between these two was amazing.
Brendan Massey's been unbelievable this tournament. In fact, the entire Kiwi Red team has been very impressive. Massey and Alderton and Wilcock as well. It's a very strong front three, isn't it, for the Kiwis?
Very much so, and you know, they can mix that up a bit too, can't they? Then they can chuck Luke back there. He's wearing the designated goalkeeper jersey, as you can see, so he can be back there in defence as well, which will help him out.
The real trump card, though, for New South Wales is that they have the world MVP, Abdullah Karim, and it's him on the ball now. They couldn't quite keep it in on that occasion. It was really his influence that managed to get New South Wales over the line the last time these two sides met, and it made a huge difference. Oh, that's gone all the way through, and we have the opening goal. Luke Alderton gets it.
Well, I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Chris Turnbull seemed a bit slow to get out of the blocks here. He had plenty of time to get to this ball, I thought, like sitting in the front there as a goalkeeper. He should have just edged forward a little. Luke is in a great position, though, isn't he? And let's see what happens. He just slots, just misses that ball. That's not great keeping from the Pararoo keeper. He'd be upset with that.
Just misjudged him. But New South Wales straight back on the attack, and it's possible New South Wales falling a goal behind even earlier than they did the last time these two sides met. Now it's a good battle between Wheeler and Abdullah Karim. It's a 2-on-1, and it's gone in favour of the Kiwi Reds, and that's brilliant from Wheeler. I'm pretty sure it was more enthusiasm, just racing in to get that ball against Abdullah Karim, but the world MVP got caught there.
Yeah, true. And it was probably Wheeler's biggest game he's ever played in, so you know, maybe you're right, maybe the excitable butterflies there. Turnbull making another interesting sort of error there, I think. Maybe they're going to call that clearance. Bit high here at the top, I think. I'll look for a set, maybe go for a corner.
Alderton gets it back inside, but can only succeeds in finding Abdullah Karim, but it's come back to Alderton. Alderton and Lalea Davis doing battle, and Alderton can't quite get there. New South Wales playing in the 12 o'clock game against Western Australia.
Yeah, that was also a good counter, but they managed to account for Western Australia pretty easily in the end. Dimitri Louis Davis there had a bit of trouble with his chair, actually didn't play much, so they were struggling a bit with their setup and their structure. So Jordan Crane had a great game that game, though, and it's probably his best game of the tournament, so it'll be interesting to see if he can carry that through to this one.
It's a comfortable victory in the end for for Queensland, against the West Australians, but nevertheless, were you impressed with the way Western Australia managed to stick with you in that semi-final?
Yeah, look, I think in the first half, it took our boys a little bit of a while to adjust to some of the referee decisions are going that way. But like, you know, they played sort of I suppose a more aggressive style of game, and they were getting away with a few calls, and so we just had to change our game up there a bit. But yeah, I was being impressed with them. I think they had a great first day, didn't they? And then the second day they struggled a bit, but again today they were back to their best, I think.
It's good to see, and it's a fledgling sport in Western Australia still. Of course, the efforts of Jason Lewis to keep the sport going over there can't be understated. And
we should also point out,
well, good work though here from Massey, and Massey gets the better of Lalea Davis. Can't quite keep it in though on that occasion. Great work from the young Kiwi there.
I'll tell you who has been impressive with WA is Dylan Needham, like the keeper mainly, and he's his like third year or second year playing Powership football, so he is really playing well this season. I reckon he's close to the best player here at the tournament, probably the best goalkeeper. But you know, that's me looking from a defensive point of view too. Though I don't usually win many MVP points, but like yeah, he's done really well too.
It's a big call that. So Abdullah Karim just nipping in ahead of Luke Alderton there, and Karim's going to whiz away now into the centre of the field and set things up for New South Wales, who will look to strike back. They trail the Kiwi Reds by 1-0, and Leo Davis will try to find Abdullah Karim. Abdullah Karim escapes away. Lovely set piece from New South Wales. That is exceptional. Abdullah Karim did everything right there, got into a position where I guess perhaps a less experienced team or a more experienced team would know that he's going to just disappear from that and allow that channel all the way through to the back post, but it was well executed. And New South Wales are back on level terms against the Kiwis.
Well, what he did is he held Alderton up and Wheeler there on the line, didn't he? It's a way to go in here.
Abdullah Karim gets there, but Wheeler's back and
got a corner.
It will be a corner for New South Wales. And
well, the last set piece was amazing, wasn't it? We'll see how this one goes on.
It's all about the setup from these set pieces, particularly from an attacking team. Defensively, it's so important as well, and it's important to get it right. And when you've got a player as difficult to deal with as Abdullah Karim, I think they're setting up again for that exact same situation, but it didn't quite work out that time.
They knew they could go the variation there because the other one worked. What you'll notice about Abdullah Karim in those situations is that he'll go to a position and an idea to attract the defender to that position, and then he'll move. So he's trying to position the defenders where he wants, and he's very good at that. And when you're defending, it's very hard not to do that, distinctively move to that where that guy is.
Here's an opportunity for New South Wales. It's again dealt with fairly well by the Kiwis, and Abdullah Karim just nipping in. His anticipation is exceptional.
That's a tough goal, that one.
Inquisitive look by Luke Alderton. It was the puppy dog eyes that I think did for Alderton and the Kiwi Reds there in appealing for that ball. Didn't get all of that though. Now Massey's going to do battle with Crane. Wilcox did well to get out of there, to be honest.
Massey's done well there.
Excellent work from Massey to crab across the field, but good well from Crane. Now Alderton, he needs to win this battle because Abdullah Karim is free ahead of him. Good work from Luke Alderton, but Crane doing well as well, and that's excellent work from the two rivals. They had a couple of comings together, quite literally, the first time they played, and that may or may not have been a tactic from the Kiwi Reds to try and unsettle New South Wales, the former champions.
So it's close to a 2 as well.
Just getting away with it at the moment, are they, the Kiwi Reds? Alderson's going to have a go here. It was well blocked though by the keeper.
I'll stop calling those, Simon.
It's put a whistle in your mouth, Tom.
Yeah. They wouldn't like that, mate.
We do have a good viewing angle here, and the camera work that you see on your pictures at home. It gives that elevated position, but does make things slightly easier.
Now who's that going to be?
Karim's going to go get penalised for that, and he's just out of position. He gets himself back in position now. Did look like Karim managed to turn in, and I don't know if that's what referees are looking for. Yeah,
well, not always. It depends who's reffing, really. So, like in regular football, you would look at the guy coming from behind, making the tackle would usually get it done. So this one, it's usually the guy on the front because he's twisting his position. But yeah, maybe the swing there, I would have called that way. But Abs looked a bit confused by that one too. He thought that was for his.
I think all good players get a little bit frustrated. There was contact there. The referees let it go. It's a New South Wales ball anyway, which probably makes sense.
Sometimes when the ball's between the chair and the bar, Simon, it releases that bit of pressure as soon as it pops out. And so these strike forces are set up, and so they go bang because the ball gets out of there. So, yeah, that doesn't help.
Nevertheless, I think those accumulated contacts, eventually will begin to pay, won't they? In terms of fatigue, particularly on some of these players who don't have the necessary control of their core.
True.
All adds to it, doesn't it? And we saw in particular Jordan Crane getting quite unsettled the first time these two teams played because of that repeated contact, and a lot of it was incidental. I think it wasn't necessarily people just charging into each other, but it was the hard way that the Kiwi Reds played, and that can have an effect. Yeah,
definitely. So it's just like having a couple of rough tackles yourself in regular football. So when you get hit around a bit, it takes you a while to dust them off, and you might see a lot of that's why we about halfway through the halves we do subs because people need a bit of break. And even just mentally, after those hits can be tough on you.
Massey does well there, and excellent work to get that ball.
He might get done for reversing though.
Get back in, There was a good call from the referee, and Leo Davis with a smile to the referee saying thanks for calling that one. I'm glad you saw it.
He's always smiling, always looking for a couple of easy frees.
Crane. Picked off by Wilcock.
Just needed to control that one rather than smash it upfield. That was easy, giving possession away.
Nevertheless, Andre Wilcock's had a good tournament so far.
Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it? Like, Dimitri was facing straight up the field, but it went against him. That was quite interesting. Anyway, we're up here. They're over there.
Wilcock coming off second best in that encounter with Abdullah Karim, who we've mentioned on numerous occasions, won the world MVP, and it's worth mentioning because he's such a good player. He'll play a key role you'd expect for the Australian Poweroos in the Ditch Cup series that will take place after the grand final, which will be between the winner of this side and your Queensland Cyclones team, who won through to the final after beating West Australia by 10 goals to 1 in the end.
Yeah.
New South Wales still on the attack here. Massey doing battle with Abdullah Karim. Excellent work from Massey to get the better of Karim on that occasion.
Probably need to show a bit more patience there, the New South Welshmen. They had a good position, but they've let it go a bit. Oh,
might have been contact there. Instigated by Abdullah Karim. It's not called. Massey asked for it.
Great pass.
Abdullah Karim was almost knocked out of his position in one of those earlier contacts. He gets the ball back here, plays it back inside. Luke Alderton.
Oh, great hit by Dimitri there. Louis Davis there.
Good timing from Lalia Davis. Manages to get the ball back off for Kiwi Reds, and it's been a good contest so far. Still 8 minutes remaining in this first half, and at the moment an opportunity now for New South Wales. Karim didn't get enough of a touch. Wheeler did just enough.
Don't want to be front on though. This is bad. Massey's going to save them.
Wheeler needs to play this ball wide to Wilcock. Doesn't quite get his chair doing what he wants it to do. You can see him battling with that hand. It's going to squeeze through to Wilcock now, and that's excellent work.
Yeah, that's going to be a red ball, I think. No. 2-1, yep.
Good call, says Tom Dixon, who's joining me on commentary, Simon Smale. Just enough time to issue a big thank you to our gold sponsor, Power Mobility. It's a one-stop shop for all your mobility needs. Make sure you drop into your huge showroom in Geebung here in Brisbane while you're here, or visit powermobility.com.au. You'll get all your information.
Oh, Massey is just murdered downstairs, excuse for the term. He basically went straight through him. Ads will not want to see that on replay.
Nevertheless, you'll be able to watch these in perpetuity on the Queensland Power Football Association YouTube channel. Make sure you check out all the games and all the highlights and just show what a fantastic sport this is. And if any person with deep pockets is watching, I'm sure any sponsorship
we'll take any sponsorship, yeah, for sure. And big opportunities coming up in Australia with the Asian Pacific Oceania Cup coming up and the World Cup the year after that. So, you know, we always need sponsors and help. It can cost anywhere from, you know, just getting players around Australia, $3,000 per player and then $3,000 for their carer. So you put a team of 8 together, that's a lot of money. So, you know, so this sort of a tournament can cost you anywhere from $150,000 to $200,000. And you put international comps on, we're looking 300s, 500s. So, yeah, we need lots of help.
And it's worth mentioning that outside of the sponsors and the fantastic sponsors that we've had here, Inclusive Care, the International Day of People with Disability, and of course Power Mobility, you know, without people like that, I mean, really this competition couldn't take place.
No.
And players are having to find themselves to an extent anyway, but without that, and you know, you wouldn't even be able to put the tournament on, really.
Well, yeah, you may put tournament on, but you may only get half the good players coming because it might come down to who can actually afford to come, rather than that. So yeah, but anyway.
11-a-side football has
been dealing with that for 18 months, so let's talk about football.
As I say, 11-a-side football has enough of a problem with funding issues and how much it costs to play. Good shot from Abdullah Karim. The whistle had already gone. It's 2-1 in favour of New South Wales, so they'll have an attacking opportunity. No advantage being played on that occasion by our refereeing team, and just 5.5 minutes remaining in this first half. We're all square at 1 apiece. It's been a good contest so far. Abdullah Karim in a good position. Oh, he's just broken off there. Good defence in the end by
you don't want to split there.
The Kiwi Reds.
Look how patient, just like Marcus Karim is there. He'll letting them make the decision where they're going to go.
Forcing the error.
Now he's got Mike Wheeler turned around. He might be pretty much happier. Mike will want to go backwards here. He's got Alton behind him.
Alton is ghosting
Great
away.
pass.
Good pass. Good
Great
save,
defense.
though. Really good save, Luke Alderton. And that was a promising attacking move for New South Wales, and it broke down on the efforts of Luke Alderton and Michael Wheeler in goal.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they really held them up there, and I just think, you know, it was up to the New South Wales wingers to get out and give Abdullah Kareem some of the options there.
Is there an element or a school of thought that Abdullah Kareem, you know, being the player that he is, you know, he's so used to doing it by himself and often does it by himself anyway, that players sometimes do just leave him to it and let him do his thing.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you can do that to a certain extent. But as you were talking about before, they get tired. You keep doing that. You know, you don't really want to be in one-on-one battles because once they work out how to break that down, as you can see, Massey's working him out slowly. There's more and more minutes that go by.
Here's an opportunity now for Edmonds.
Oh, yes.
And the shot goes in. It's just wide. It was a corner. It was deflected wide by Leo Davis, I think.
Yeah, and like Turnbull was up high again there. I think he might have got a slight touch on it there too. But like, oh, they got a quick one.
Shot comes in. It's not over the line. The Kiwi supporters on that far side were celebrating, but prematurely as it happens. New South Wales looking to go up the field with Leo Davis. Gets the better of Luke Alderton, but Wheeler's there and he'll need support.
Luke needs to get across.
2-on-1 being
called.
I
think what happened is because Luke Alderton was coming around the back, he was outside the box, and so he was too close to Mike Wheeler outside the box. Even though he's the keeper, he's got to be in the box to make that not happen. And these are the kind of slight little rules, unless they're being called all the time at the home leagues, that don't pick up, and something that the New Zealanders are sort of probably get away with a bit at home.
There is a dearth of refereeing talent in power chair football, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
Football Queensland have provided some referees here, and it's just enough of a touch from Abdullah Kareem, but not enough to deflect it inside the post.
Still on all here. This is a great semi-final so far.
Very, very tense, as you'd expect. The first game was exactly the same, but here's Edmonds going upfield, going up against Lilea Davis. Edmonds tries to squeeze it through to Massey.
That was a dangerous clear.
Turnbull came out, but it was ill-advised to do so. Massey's going to keep this in on that far side now. Edmonds is on the far side. Massey can't direct it, can't get it in.
Great play for Turnbull in the end, though. He got him back.
That's why he's the Powerhouse goalkeeper, using his experience. But you're right, he's been a little bit shaky in this game so far, I think it's fair to say. And Kiwi Reds nearly benefiting from that in the form of Brendan Massey. Again, it's a young Kiwi side, possibly with the exception of Pat Edmonds.
Yeah.
I'm sure he won't mind us saying
That's all right. Pat and I were used to everyone going, oh, yeah, there's a lot of young people in scored. And you're like, yeah.
I've just been sharing the microphone duties with Barry, who at 57 is the oldest competitor here today.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good save by Alderton. Contact called on Kareem. The New South Wales bench aren't happy with it.
I have to agree with the New South Wales bench because Luke Alderton was reversing, which is considered the more dangerous act for each of being called. But, you know, the referee's got to call what he sees. See, same thing there.
So I think on that occasion, Pat Edmonds knows he's in the wrong.
I sometimes find they're getting used to power chair football, hearing the clashes, and they look up and see the same person all the time, think, well, it must be that person because they've been around the last 3 clashes. So sometimes it doesn't always go the way you want it to. So maybe that is Abs' issue for the first time, was that they thought, well, he's always involved. So,
but that's part of the way Abdullah Kareem plays as well,
exactly
isn't it?
Right.
He's always in amongst it, and I think the more you and a lot of that close contact stuff in which he excels. Edmonds is
interesting.
Just trying to get out of that situation. Wheeler.
That was a direct free kick too, so they could have shot if he wanted to.
So I was choosing instead to set things up, and
Wheeler
does really well. That's excellent defence from Wheeler, and
that is his natural position, Simon. So, he wasn't playing there early in the week, and when he's for his home club, North Auckland, that's where he plays a lot, and he's actually very good back there, we find.
Incredibly young side, North Auckland, full of young New Zealand talent. Luke Alderton just asking for a little bit more space, as he is allowed in that situation. Leo Davis can only find the back of the chair of Brennan Massey. It'll be another opportunity to get this ball in. This time it'll be Jordan Crane who...
Wheeler and Alton need to get closer together, and Wheeler needs to get back on that post here, otherwise it's going to be a goal. That's exactly what he's going for, yeah.
It was good defence in the end. I think they both knew what they needed to do, and they were aware of the fact, and perhaps even invited that shot on, knowing that they were having the confidence to deal with it.
It's a dangerous thing to do, though. You drive backwards and the ball goes across the front. Your heart gets me out there.
Abdullah Karim puts that one straight into the chair.
Half time. Of
Dimitri Lelia-Davis in a fantastic first half of Power Chair football in this second semi-final. New South Wales won the New...
And, you know, the Castles, those guys are always going to be firstly selected. And then you've got the rest that sort of make up the rest. I'm not quite sure if Jordan Crane's done enough this tournament to do it, but he might get there.
Player who's impressed me, and this may be my incredibly inexperienced eye, but Rebecca Evans from Western Australia. I thought she had an incredibly strong first sort of phase of the tournament. You know, she really stood out for me in that WA side. In that early stages, it was a WA side that weren't perhaps performing as well as they might have done. So she certainly impressed me. I think the Queensland team have played very well together. You know, Tristan Peters has been grabbing a hatful of goals. I think that's certainly fair to say. So, yeah, look, I mean, it'll be exciting to see who does make the cut, and you'll be able to watch all of that on the Queensland Power Chair Football Association Facebook page via the YouTube channel. And we're underway here, and there's 19 minutes remaining to find a winner in this second semi-final. Although if we are all square after the 40 minutes, it'll go to extra time. Is that correct?
It's correct. It'll be extra time, and then if they can't sort it out after that, it'll be the dreaded penalties, and no football fan wants to see that. So interesting there. That's a great little punch from Geordie. He's not going to get there though.
It's good work. There was contact again. Luke Alderton cast a furtive glance at our refereeing team, and he was met with a stone wall of silence from the whistle, and I think that may have been fair enough. It could have just been incidental contact, or the referee was playing an advantage. Nevertheless, there's been a few looks towards the officials, more so in these contests than many of the other games.
Yes.
You mentioned the refereeing in your game against the Western Australians in that first semi-final being a little bit questionable, but it seemed to be quite accepted. You know,
yeah,
to be accepting of it.
I don't think questionable was the right term, but like, yeah, I think this interpretations is different, isn't it? There we go.
Massey's going to do his best here. It's still in. A little bit of an error there.
Own contact there, so it's not a bad problem. That's
going to
be a corner.
That's sensational work from Bren Massey. He's been really impressive for the Kiwi Reds, and he'll be a real tough test for the Poweroos when he suits up, you'd expect, for the Kiwi team, unless I'm completely misjudging the situation. Shot comes in there from Luke Alderton.
Lucky
it was well saved.
Yeah, he stayed on his post. Great job, Chris, there.
Good anticipation from Chris Turnbull, and then Massey can't keep it in. It'll be a goal kick, but gee, this is some performance from the Kiwi Reds.
That was some shot, wasn't it? Yeah.
Great effort, and Alderton can hit them. Even as a goalkeeper, sometimes those balls come flying towards you.
Yeah.
There's not a lot you can do about it.
Mate, it's going so fast. Yeah, it's right. You just sometimes got to hope and it's all about anticipation, as you said before. It's just, you just got to hope you believe, know what the shot's going to happen.
I see. Going against
great pass.
Lovely pass over to the fast post.
Great save.
Alderton manages to come from nowhere to save that shot.
Oh, jeez. Geordie might be in trouble for that sort of. That was an attack on the chair, really. I know he sort of got the ball, but.
Good battle here, and Abdullah Karim.
He does
Alderton.
Well. Oh, he's got away with that. I'm not quite sure if Karim should have got away with that one, but it's all right.
Well, Alderton, with no self-preservation at all, just went for the ball there, and it took Abdullah Karim, I think, a pretty good effort not to hit Luke Alderton, and then there may have been a bit of contact after via the ball, but nevertheless, play was allowed to continue. It'll be a New South Wales ball. Lelia-Davis playing it in. Massey blocks, and New South Wales will crab up that far side of the field in front of a fairly healthy crowd here at the Brisbane State High School Sports Hall. And Lelia-Davis looks to the heavens. He's pretty upset with himself.
Sometimes when you're a good player, you never play as much better than that. You look at that and go, wow. Oh, geez. Give him a few extra metres from the sideline judge there. That's nice.
Very charitable. It'll be Bren Massey who takes it in. Gets caught. Abdullah Karim's there.
Yeah, Abs has worked that well. Look at that.
He gets around the ball so well, Abdullah Karim. The mastery of his chair is really something to behold. And
yeah, it's got a good setup, and it's also like all his weight in the back of the chair, which making it turn that fast, so it's good.
There's an advantage.
Yeah.
Shot comes in from Crane. It's well dealt with by Wheeler. And Wheeler now doing battle with Crane, but doesn't want to get too far out of that penalty
area. He's not
area.
a goalkeeper, so it's fine, Simon. It's actually Alton who's the keeper. Yeah.
Oh, Alderton does well to keep that one in. Goes up against Karim, sorry, and it was a good battle between the two of them. And there's plenty of support for the Kiwis in the hall at the moment.
I was saying yesterday, I think the Queensland crowds love the underdog, don't they? So, I mean, unless it's an NPL game, I guess. But yeah, it's going well. Just being told by scorekeeper that she's a New South Wales, and she's pretty upset with me there.
Game of opinions.
Yeah.
They've done fantastic work, the officials here, over the course of the week. It wouldn't be possible, any of this wouldn't be possible without both them and the sponsors. So a big shout out to the gold sponsor, Power Mobility, an NDIS registered provider. Watch this ball fly out, and it's a corner for New South Wales, so I'll get this in quickly. Power Mobility are an NDIS registered provider with over 40 years of providing quality mobility products, expert advice, and a convenient mobile repair service. Go to powermobility.com.au, or you can visit their stand here at the Championships for more information. A little bit of contact off the ball there, Massey and Lalia Davis.
He doesn't mind telling the rest about it, does he, Massey?
No, well, he's... As is his right as a player, like just to let people know things are going on. But I think that shows that there's a little bit of niggle in this match in between these two sides, a rivalry being born.
Yeah, for sure.
And Peter Turnbull, as you mentioned, is the Power Roos coach.
Yeah, they might want to be sending a bit of a message. Geordie's going to load up here. He's just trying to get him out.
A lot of feinting going on.
Yeah.
Wheeler needs to keep his
composure. Work from
does
Wheeler.
Really well. Turnbull mopping up at the back. I think safety
Safe
first.
option. Yep.
Listen to the crowd here. What an atmosphere.
Well, it's a good game of football, as you said. So I think they're really getting into it. We had a great game yesterday afternoon between the Barbarians and Victoria, where everyone got into as well.
Crowd's been fantastic here. Ooh, good effort there from Wilcock, and it's unfortunately for the Kiwi Reds gone out for a goal kick.
And you'll see Abdullah Karim, he's dragged Massey all the way out to the wing. He doesn't actually want to be there. He's going to drift inside. You watch him go here. See him, there he goes. Off.
See set plays that New South Wales obviously work on in training.
Yeah.
They are one of the sides that do have good training setups, as are Queensland, of course.
Yeah, some long hot days out there. It's all worth it in the end.
Courts wherever you can. Of course, the main court that you guys use is the YMCA at Bowen Hills.
Correct, yeah.
Just at Perry Park, so where the Strikers NPL team are based. The home of Queensland football. It's the home of Queensland Power Chair football as well. Good attacking position here for New South Welshmen.
Unfortunately, Massey couldn't get that around his chair.
Good shot from Lalia Davis.
He's got a goal kick.
And it came off Lalia Davis last. Great defence from the Kiwi Reds. They are backs against the wall at the moment, but it's earning the plaudits from the crowd. And
sub going on.
I'm just going to see a substitution. I have a feeling Wilcock may make way, as is the standard, and Pat Edmonds, comes onto the field. We haven't seen Toby Lipinski yet, but you wouldn't want to take any of these players off, really. Pat Edmonds is an experienced star of the sport in New Zealand.
Yeah, I think in front with Pat out there too, it's like Abdullah, he's going to be swinging around a lot, so expect the contact to ramp up here, Simon.
Referees do have the option of a yellow card and then, of course, a red card if we get to that. Do you often see red cards in this sport?
Very rarely see a red card. You do get them from time to time, but very rarely. You see a lot of yellows. It's usually just a repeated contact.
High stakes, though, of course.
High stakes for the refs too, though, Simon, we've got to remember. So they don't want to ruin a game, do they? So,
True, and having a player advantage in this sport would be almost terminal to the chances of the team without, as Alderton chases that ball down, doesn't quite keep it in. And we're midway through this second half now, give or take a minute or so, and as things stand, we will be having extra time, but there's still a lot of football to be played as New Zealand Red defend again. Alderton calls for it and gets there ahead of Lelio Davis. Bumps into Lelio Davis. Lelio Davis does well. Crane can't get his angles right, and it'll go out for
a bit of trust there. Yeah. I think Lelio Davis, he delivered a great pass, but he knew what was going to happen. He just needed to trust that Jordan Crane would be able to get it back to him.
Pat Edmonds has
followed us for
managed to get in ahead of Abdullah Karim there, and there was a little bit of, not quite sure what, gamesmanship maybe, or just trying to frustrate Abdullah Karim, and Karim was trying on his passing lane, as our monitor returns. Just trying to frustrate Abdullah Karim, but and he is getting frustrated. You can see it in his face. The world MVP.
That can only have two effects on with Karim. He'll either go absolutely nuts now and score a million goals, or he won't get in the game. But I think, you know, this tournament he's shown that he's actually slowed down a lot when he's getting frustrated. So let's see how he goes. But you can see Edmonds pushing right up on him.
Nutso is the right word, and he did go do exactly that in the round robin stage, and ended
about this time too, wasn't
scoring 3 and effectively forcing another to pull New South Wales over the line as that ball pops up. Massey and Crane involved, and we'll see a contest for the ball now. Alderton and Lelio Davis. Incredibly tense. 9 minutes of this second half remaining. Lelio Davis set up a one-on-one battle. There's been a few more of them in this second half. Alderton and Lelio Davis. Lelio Davis trying to force Alderton into mistake. Alderton does well. Abdullah Karim was there to pounce though, and he engages in a battle with Alderton.
He's on the front of that bar on there. He'll go right through you. He's lost that one.
Good work there. Alderton using the side of his chair well. Always getting side on. It's good experienced play from the 18-year-old. Tries to do an Abdullah Karim on Abdullah Karim, and that can be risky because Abdullah Karim, as you mentioned, is very strong in these situations.
Pass that ball. Oh, that could be done, yes. That was great play by Mike Wheeler because he put himself in position, so he blocked the post, and Abdullah Karim had to pass it, didn't he? So he swung through and he collected the ball, and then the hit.
Going to see a substitution. Saw Abdullah Karim wheeling away with his foot in the air, and he was pretty upset. But Andrew Kim, who I had a little conversation with just before the first semi-final, comes onto the field. He's a real goal scorer. Has been scoring goals all season in the New South Wales competition.
Yes,
Formed in Newcastle Jets, who won the State League.
Mariners.
Oh, Mariners, sorry.
His brother plays for the Jets. His brother plays for the Jets,
Having not made that mistake all week, I managed to make it in the semi-final. Abdullah Karim does well and turns Massey. Massey getting side on and then hits Abdullah Karim. It will be a free. Advantage was played initially, but Abdullah Karim will play this ball back. It seems like he has set himself a position now of trying to get himself back into this game as much as he can.
It's a good setup here.
Lelio Davis.
The construction's being shown, eh?
Tries to play that ball through to Kim. Kim is cut out by Alderton. Alderton races out, puts himself in a bad position, but does well and locks this ball up with Lelio Davis. Bit of contact there. It might go against Alderton. It's actually gone against New South Wales. Good call from the referee.
I thought so. Alderton got to the ball and it was turning around, and then just Lelio Davis on the way through just collected the front of his bar. So
how close Pat Edmonds and Abdullah Karim are getting over to the right-hand side of your screen. You couldn't have put a sheet of paper between their two chairs there, but no contact, and it's that tactic from Pat Edmonds, who lays the ball off to Massey. Massey's going to get caught though with Kim. Good battle between those two there though, and excellent from Kim.
Which way is that going?
Kim gets pinged, I think, for contact. He might have just turned into Massey there. I think that's how the referee saw it.
I'll just help the folks at home this time. We've got 6 minutes to go. It's still 1-1. Yes, good work there. Massey. 2-on-1. And this is probably why Kim's not actually in the run-on side, not playing together a lot. You know, so yeah, getting a bit used to things going on. So Alton setting up.
Alton.
Pat Edmonds.
He's going to hit this towards Edmonds. It falls through to Edmonds between Kim and our goalkeeper, Chris Turnbull. Edmonds gets back. Edmonds is going to go up against Kim.
Yeah,
Kim does well.
He needs to keep going.
Play on, says the referee. Good call. That's a good shot. It just goes the wrong side of the post. It will be a corner. There was a touch from a New Zealander.
So that was the setup here, Simon.
Leo Davis with the spin shot, and it's gone through to Abdullah Karim. It's blocked well by Alderton. Karim goes back to Kim.
Alton again at the top. So save, but they're under a heat of pressure here, aren't they?
Just under 5 minutes remaining. Very, very tight at the moment. Shot comes in. It's a powerful pass from Leo Davis. It's gone all the way through. Edmonds let it run. Leo Davis is still there over on that far side. Tries to get it through to Karim. It's blocked brilliantly at the near post by Wheeler. Here's Andy Kim doing well to stop Luke Alderton. Kim doing incredibly well. Alderton almost got turned round. Gets that ball out though, and then there's contact, and it's going to go against the Welshman.
Big decision. Oh, these Football Queensland refs are getting a baptism of fire here, aren't they, Simon?
What a contest, though. They as you say, having this baptism of fire, and they've got their work cut out. Here comes Abdullah Karim. Luke Alderton's there, and now those two do battle, the two principal players on either side. Alderton comes out on top. He has to go up against Leo Davis, and then Abdullah Karim gets back, but it's still there with Alderton. He locks things up with Abdullah Karim. Tyres are spinning between the two players on the halfway line. Abdullah Karim gets the better there. Massey gets involved for the first time in a little while. Abdullah Karim. Here's Bren Massey. Bren Massey does brilliantly, can't keep it in. Excellent work from Massey.
Yes.
And he's frustrated with that call, but it looks to be the correct one. Massey then hits Andy Kim, and I don't think he saw him. I think he was unsighted.
Yeah, I think the footballer is just telling him to calm it down a bit.
He was unsighted, and as we mentioned, one of the key issues that a lot of players have is the head, and they're able to look behind you. And I think Bren Massey just got slightly unsighted there, and Andrew Kim.
Yeah. I wonder if it might be, he's an important player, but it might just be important to maybe get Massey off for maybe a minute even, just to calm him down a bit.
Well, he will have to deal with extra time. Perhaps they're waiting for that at the moment. Bren Massey here in action. Yeah, against Leo Davis. Leo Davis does well to squeeze that ball through to Kim.
Oh, no.
Alderton's back. Don't forget Wheeler, who's been perpetually stuck in that penalty area on the goal line. He may well be called upon here as Leo Davis has this shot in from the sideline. We are
Wheeler's going to have to be alert.
Close to the end of this second period. Just over 2 minutes remaining.
Interesting call. Oh yeah, I'm going to post, yep. Abdullah Karim pull out, you think, Simon?
I reckon so. He goes forwards. Yep. So allows for Kim! Yeah. That's the shot! That could be the winning goal!
Yeah.
Look at what it meant to Abdullah Karim. He nearly took out the referee in celebrating that goal with Leo Davis. Wonderful football from the New South Welshman. And that may well be the ticket that books them a spot in the grand final tomorrow.
Yeah, what a way to get it up.
Lovely football between these two sides. It's been exceptional stuff so far. What do the Kiwi Reds have now? Bren Massey on the attack. Goes up against...
He's going around the outside of him.
Leo Davis.
He's got to keep working. He's got to keep working though. He was on the outside. Oh, I think that's an unfair call there, but anyway, unlucky.
From this near side, made the decision, and Abdullah Karim now gets in front of Bren Massey. He's the danger man, you'd think, along with Luke Alderton for the Kiwi Reds. There will not be much time left. This has been a fantastic semi-final. Abdullah Karim gets that ball outside, and there'll be a ball in on this near side. Massey will take it. Alderton's whizzing around.
Oh, Wheeler's up. The keeper is up.
Abdullah Karim spotted that. Could be dangerous. If he can squeeze it through to Pat Edmonds, he doesn't get there.
Corner.
Corner for Kiwi Reds. What will happen here? Everyone's up.
We're in the referee's hands here too, Simon, so no one in the stadium knows how long there is to go. We don't know how long there is to go. This is exciting.
This is a fantastic way to end day 3. 4.
Day 4.
Day 4. Shot comes in. Luke Alderton does keep it in. Massey keeps it in on this near side. Massey gets ahead of Abdullah Karim. Massey's going to go against Lelio Davis. Lelio Davis helps it out for a tap in on this near side. There will not be much more time remaining. We rejoin the live stream. Massey will hit it on this near side. Hits it against Lelio Davis, who doesn't move. Oh, Massey now. Could be an opportunity here. Tries to squeeze it in between the two defenders, does Massey. Pat Edmonds, if it squeezes through, it's going to be in, but that's it. What a win for New South Wales. You can see on the face of Abdullah Karim, the world MVP, what that meant. And it was strong perseverance for two coaches, Paul Massey and Peter Turnbull, embrace. What a fantastic encounter that was. New South Wales getting the edge over the Kiwi Reds, who put up a real fight after taking the lead in the opening stages of the game. New South Wales coming from behind for the second time in this competition against the Kiwi Reds.